morning. Blessings on your day today. I'm so glad you're here. Good morning. Could let me know of your presence in the comments section. So glad you're here this morning. Oh, hello, Mary. Bless you for being here. So glad you're here. That you're crossing kids this morning, aren't you? Yeah. Hope all the kids are happy and well. Good morning, Lloyd. Bless you. I hope you are well and everyone in your household. Brandy, good morning, Brandy. Bless you. I'm so glad you're here. Yeah, we'll get started in just a couple of minutes. Oh, Mary, offer each of those kids that you walk across the street this morning, offer them a special blessing from me. And I hope that they are all well and safe and happy and stay healthy. Yeah, during these days, I've been kind of distressed about the Dallas County numbers. They just don't seem to be going in the right direction, and that's concerning. So as we breathe together this morning, we'll gather that up and offer it up as a concern in our hearts. Most of them are happy to be back face to face. I'm sure. I mean, the contact. Yeah, I think many of us are just really um, lonely and feeling disconnected. And I know when we have our Zoom staff meetings on Tuesday mornings, I mean, we check in, and that's something that comes up for all of us. Some weeks it's worse than others. Um, so I'm really grateful for y'all being here this morning too. This is a way to connect. It's not a face-to-face connection, but excuse me, it's not a person-to-person connection, but at least it's a way for us to be connected. So I have 8 o'clock. So we'll go ahead and start. And as folks join us, hopefully um, can communicate through the comments section. But as you're able, and Mary, I know that you are crosswalking kids this morning, but wherever you are, um, as your work or your posture demands, let's begin with taking some breaths together. Remembering the utter blessing and gift of breath as we inhale and as we exhale. Remembering as we inhale that God's Spirit is as close as our own breath. And as we exhale, we can exhale peace. I've been reading a lot of uh, Roberta Bondi lately. Um, I'll hold up the book that I've been reading lately by her. Um, it's called A Place to Pray. There we go. Reflections on the Lord's Prayer. And she is a professor emeritus from Candler Seminary, which is the Methodist seminary at Emory University. And she was a professor of church history for many years, but her engagement with her area of expertise and study is so beautiful, and it is so personal. Um, and uh, throughout her career, and I'm sure still in her retired life, she engages with the desert fathers and mothers, the Abbas and the Ammas, going all the way back to like the fourth, fifth, sixth centuries of the church. And these were the first monastics that went out into the desert, um, and they devoted their lives to prayer and had a deep, deep desire uh, to deepen their relationship with God. And in her study, it's okay. I hear on my husband's phone there's an Amber Alert, so let's just pause and ask for God's mercy in that situation. Oh Lord, have mercy. Um, but returning to Professor Bondi, um, her engagement with the Abbas and the Ammas, those early monastics in the desert, um, she discovered uh, a God of love and compassion. Um, and she had struggled a lot of her life with, good morning, Jamie. Bless you for being here. She had struggled a lot of her life with an image of God is angry, or a God that she was trying to please, who that she could never, um, that she could never quite get things right. And as a result of that, going all the way back to childhood, she was really, really hard on her own self. And so it's one of the rich blessings in reading her books. Pardon me. Is they're not scholarly in the best sort of way. I love scholarly books, but um, they're deeply personal, and she invites the reader into thinking of their own stories as our stories are enveloped in God's own story. And so, in this book on the Lord's Prayer, of course, um, the book is written as a series of letters to a friend. So each chapter is dedicated to one of the lines from the Lord's Prayer. And the one that I've been drawn to in recent days is, "Give us this day our daily bread." Good morning, Lynn. Bless you. And as I've mentioned before in this space and in other places, I think that this reference in the Lord's Prayer, where Jesus invites his disciples to say, "Give us this day our daily bread," it's a reference to manna, the experience of the Israelites in the desert when they were wandering and feeling their own sense of disconnection and wondering who they were and wondering why Moses had led them out into the desert, even to the point that they would have been willing, they thought, to go back to slavery, because at least that was known. The conditions of that were known. And in the wilderness, of course, God sends this substance daily, every morning, to feed them, to meet their need for nourishment. And of course, in Hebrew, the word manna means, what is it? And so as I've been thinking about this in connection with the Lord's Prayer, good morning, Dawn. Bless you for being here. As I've been thinking about this in connection with the Lord's Prayer, give us this day our daily bread. Give us this day our manna. Give us this day our, what is it? And so I invite you to think of, what is it you need today? What is a need that you have that you can offer up to God and say, give us today, dear God, according to this need. And I think it can be both deep individual need, because many times, if we're truly honest, we have needs rumbling around deep within us that we haven't even acknowledged yet, or brought to mind, or articulated out loud, or even articulated to our own selves in our heads. And then there are the needs in the community, some of which are truly, literally, the need for daily bread, the need for shelter, the need for connection. But also, what are the other deep communal needs that we have been struggling with, that perhaps we haven't fully articulated to ourselves as we are in this fractious election season? And if I'm honest with myself, I actually would like to, for some of our public officials, I would like to tell them what they need in their daily bread, right? Maybe a dose of Veritas serum. But in some ways, that's not mine to do. It's not mine to determine. But I know that my own need intersects with the needs of the community, because our prayer is individual, but it is also communal. And you note in the Lord's Prayer, it says, give us this day our daily bread. So what is our need today? What is it that we can offer up to God and ask God to fulfill? As we draw to a close this morning, I invite you to let that need rise within you as we breathe together. Inhaling the presence of the Spirit. Exhaling together peace. Inhaling the assurance that God is with us. Exhaling peace to everyone we encounter today, virtually, or as you go about helping kids cross the street, or maybe you need errands to run, or you're going into your workplace, or you're already there. We inhale God's love and exhale peace. My friends, thank you for being here today. Remember, you are a blessing. And for those who join us at some other time today, I'm so glad that you've joined us. Peace be with you all until we gather again. Take care. Be well.